Hello everyone. Good morning and good evening. This is Kiran Irpanti from App Automation YouTube channel. In this session, I'm going to cover a hybrid app. Before getting into in detail, uh, I'll give a quick recap on the program that I have planned part of the at implement playlist. Just recollect the program, the plan, then we'll move to this one. So this is the implement, TOC that we have part of the implement playlist. So now we are at this stage where we are going to talk about the web context, that is about hybrid app implementation using the RPM. Okay, so have seen few changes in this area as well. Might be it is related to the client because client has its own changes from 4 to 6, 6 to 8, and 9 as of today. So let's see how hybrid app can be automated, what exactly it is, and let's start with the conceptual level, and then configuration, and then implementation. I'll walk through. Okay, so let's talk about the hybrid app, what exactly it is, and then we'll see. Hybrid app is at a conceptual level. Uh, it's a combination of both, native and web containers. Okay, so a container, a web controls which are embedded within the native app container. Okay, suppose if anyone is having knowledge on the Android app development side, they can easily connect with what I'm saying over here. So if at all, if you are developing one app, okay, Android side. Currently, I am talking about Android side. So it has its own control. We call it as a native controls, Android native. Okay, so we have different controls like checkboxes, text box, like. But in your app, a requirement in such a way that one of the business flow, uh, the artist designed that web content has to be there, so that from there it navigate to the relevant web page and perform the business operation and back. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, so in such case, suppose any web controls that are embedded within the native web container, so that kind of the model, we call it as the hybrid app. Okay, so in the market, might be a 99% are native app control, native app, we call it as, but might be a one or two screens, or at least one screen, or there is no screen. Okay, so if it is there, yes, Appium supports. You don't need to make it any out of scope of those screens. So you make it as in scope, and you can do automation as well. Okay, so I'm going to walk through what exactly it is, and let's start with what exactly the configuration that we needed, and then followed by the implementation. I'll walk through the demo as well. Okay, so to begin with, so this is my view on this one. So if I look at what is the automation, readiness. So I'm going to give just what we on see while we have configured Appium. So we did the server config, we did the driver config, and client. We did the part of the project. So we are given the dependencies in the Gradle, right, in the project. So that is the configuration. And then again, suppose for Android automation, to view the inspect the elements, Appium inspector, and to run the scripts on, we need to make the Android setup and emulator configuration. right? So that is the common part over here. There is no change at all. Okay, so everything is same, but only few additional things are added in this one. Okay, so what is that second setup is just making some changes. Okay, so here the next part is additionally we need this one Chromium and Chrome driver. Okay, since we are entering we are trying to simulate the actions on the web controls, we have to install the drivers related to that one. Then only we should be in a position to interact with those elements. Otherwise, it will throw an error. What kind of errors, that also I will show you. Okay, so one is we have to install the Chromium, so that comes with Appium command line interface that you can do it. And the Chrome driver, so you might have come across Chrome driver while you are doing the Selenium web automation, right? So same driver has to be installed. There is a way that we can using the Appium command line interface itself, we can pull the Chrome driver. And if you remember from Selenium 4.1 to onwards, there is a new concept introduced, might be a 4.6, yeah, 4.5 or 4.6. From that version onwards, we are seeing the CFT, that is Chrome for testing. So we don't need to run our scripts on our installed actual browser, but the driver, the Selenium itself is will download the bundles when you start first time start the web driver. Okay, so those bundles, the scripts will run on those bundles. So from there, that kind of architecture they maintain. So similar kind of now same that can be downloaded using the Appium itself. Appium when you start the Appium server, so it will download. There is a certain command that we need to give, then it will automatically install the version it has in the driver compatible version. It will download. Okay, so you don't need to worry about which version do I need to install, but it will do the comparative analysis, dependencies, everything, and based on the driver and Appium driver, and it will pick the relevant Chrome driver, and it will install, and then it will allow you to simulate the operations in the web control. So that's how it is. Okay, so but what I'm trying to say over here is the setup that we have for the native app, everything is same. There is no change at all. The additional thing that we have is Chromium and Chrome driver that we need to install it. Okay, so that's about the first we come across the configuration part. Okay, so once the configuration is done, then so this is the configuration that will come with the first Appium and then Chrome. Then we are set for the readiness, hybrid app readiness. Okay, and then you can come up with the implementation. Okay, that I'm going to cover in the next slides. So here, so the command is command to install Appium driver, install Chromium. Like Appium driver, how you install, similarly you need to install the Chromium driver as well. Okay, once we install, so it will give the details that it is successfully installed. In my system currently installed, so I'm not going to uninstall and install now because it is set. So this is the command to install the Chromium. The next is, suppose with that option you thought that okay, only one Chromium is enough, and then you started the hybrid script, and you will prompted with the error. Okay, what is that error here? This kind of error will come, saying that one so unknown error server side while processing the so Chrome driver found that that can automate Chrome, so and so. You could also try to enable automated Chrome drivers, download a possible workaround. So that means it is asking you to download the Chrome driver and then start the automation. So prior to this one, I do not have. This is a brand. This system doesn't have any Chrome driver priorly installed. So that's why it has thrown this particular error. In your case also at your end, if you configure and earlier you have not executed any Selenium scripts into that system, in such case you have not configured any Chrome drivers into that system, and you have configured the Appium and you have configured the Chromium, and then you started executing the script, hybrid script, then you will get this error. So to resolve that one, I have given the server command var here. Appium server so and so, that is allow insecure Chrome driver underscore download. This command that you need to give it. Okay. Otherwise, you'll be remains in this particular error only. Okay. So how that message will be there, then I'll show in the next screen. See here. So the moment when you give that one, you'll be prompted with this message saying that one. I see here it is pulling up, because here it is pulling up the this Linux driver. Okay, because it is running on the Android device. That is the reason it is pulling up this this version Chrome driver, and then these are the text that showing that one, it is successfully synchronized with the Chrome driver once everything is done. Okay, so this will happen only when you apply that previous command. So you are starting the server with if the Chrome driver is required, it is not there, it is allowed. So you are asking Appium server to download automatically if needed. Okay, that's why it is installing the Chrome driver. So this is about the Chromium and Chrome driver. So both will allow to automate web on the native app container. Okay, so this is the first part of the configuration. One is configuration, Appium configuration as it is. The next one is Chromium and Chrome driver you need to install. Okay, this installation, everything, since the Appium server has changed from 2.x onwards, so this is the new setup that we have seen when we are going through hybrid app. Okay, so this is the about the configuration. And then I just wanted to give you what is happening while we are working on this particular hybrid app. Okay, we are saying the hybrid app. So a few of the technical terms that I'm going to give you over here. First thing is web content embedded in the native app container. Okay, so this hybrid app in various ways it will come. Okay, sometimes based on the architecture of the app. So what they say is the initial app, whatever the landing screen it is coming up with as a web, and then it will follows the native screens. That is one way. Okay, anyway, it depends on your business nature, and you can desire the architecture might demand that one web screen to be there, and then followed by the native app. That is one way. The second way is middle screens of the app. That means in a business flow, suppose we have a one end-to-end transaction, and in that one of the screens that demands the web controls to be there, and you need to perform certain operations, certain business operations. So that the screen that the architecture might have designed that during this business flow, one screen that demands the web controls. So that is one way of occurrence that we see. And the third occurrence is the last event of the app. Suppose you may have sign out screen, or you may have some feedback. Okay, such kind of screens Might be you are thinking that that is going to be the your last screen of the app. So when you do, sign out, it will land on this some web page where it is it demands the web controls. So that may be. So based on my experience, based on my view on this particular technology, and I experienced these are the 3x occurrences. That we call it as a hybrid app. And the next one is might be a another fourth one. So you might have only one native container but remaining all web. So that depends. Okay, you might come across, but I never come across in such apps. But whatever the apps, retail or banking or insurance that I experienced, only these kind of occurrences I have seen the hybrid controls. Okay, so what exactly it is the app? See, the author designed in such a way the driver is, so the driver is have the driver, whatever you automated driver, to interact with this particular. Okay, suppose I'll show you that there is a the sample app we have. In that one screen I have identified which is rightly apt that I'm going to tell over here. Okay, so we have, whenever suppose we have a one screen which is a web content, but that overall that container is the native app container. That app itself is built on the native app. So we have two views. Whenever you land on the native app, okay, that it will give the native app. And suppose if you land on the web control screen, that will give the web view. Okay, these are the two views that you need to switch over between the screens. Between the when you are doing any kind of operations. Suppose you have started with the native, and then you clicked on one particular element, you entered into the web screen. So there you need to perform the web operations. In such case, what you have to do is, so until that screen you are on the native app. Now what you have to do, you have to switch to web view and talk to those elements and complete those operations, and then switch to the native app, perform the native operations. That's how we need to do it. Okay, if you are trying to do native operations in the web, then it will not allow. Okay, so that we need to understand. Then only whatever a very small script that we have to work on the hybrid element side. Okay, but the way you're sequencing the operation is very meticulously you need to make it. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you this is the native container and you have a web content. Okay, so here when you apply the command, it will display the two context switches. Always we call it as a context, web context. So we of course in a at a high level we call it as a hybrid app, but when you talk about technical terms, so we call it as in terms of the Appium side, we call it as a native app web view. We overall we call it as a context. Okay, what is the context? Generally, if at all you wanted to clarify the doubts, you need to coin the term context. Then only whoever is going to resolve your issue, they can understand what you're talking. Okay, so these are the two contexts that we have whenever you are interacting with the hybrid app. One is web view, second one is the native app. See here, I have just showing you in a layman terms so that you can understand. Whoever is not aware of this kind of controls, so generally you say that, hey, this is the web in the app screens. I see few teams are making this as autoscope, but I don't encourage that one. It is automatable. It has sound reliable methods are there from the Appium side, and it has been working flawlessly since its inception. Okay, so we have a native and we need to switch to the web to operations and then back. Okay, so how the process is, this is how I look at it. So any new things that any new feature or any technical, I try to divide into a small and make it as one kind of a process, so that it can be easily understandable, and we can, any issues comes, we should be in a position to deal the challenge and give the, the solution. That's how it is I am representing. It's a kind of a man map, you can take it. One is get. We have to get, hey, what is the context currently? What is the context it has? You need to get, and you need to set. That means you have a driver is there. You need to set that context to the driver, and then you need to switch to the that particular context. Okay. So and then you need to perform the function. Function means the simulate the operation that you need to do it. It is a cycle that you need to follow. Okay, so you know that one in what area that particular screen is coming. Okay, in such case, this follow, but that you need to understand your business flows, and then you need to design your the script and the sequence of steps. So accordingly, it will switch over between the context. Otherwise, if you are jumbling between the steps and you are not keeping the proper sequence of the steps, then definitely it will throw an error. Okay, always try to understand the first business flow, and then design the steps, put the context switches accordingly, so that it will perform the operations. Okay, so this is about the hybrid app, where you wanted to see the where the particular the screens are available, middle of the screen, or starting of the screen, or last of the screen, or last of the your business process. Okay, so those kind of things that you may. So here it will not switch out to the web page, but that particular web page is rendered within the native app container. That you need to understand. Okay, if you are switching over to the web page, that is entirely different. That is not embedded in the your native app. Suppose your that web page context open in app itself, then we call it as a hybrid app. So that is rendered within the native app container. So this is overall uh, concept behind the hybrid app. Okay, so here I have shown the what are the switches. It has only two switches, native app and web view. Similarly, and you have this certain flow. You need to switch, always switch, that you need to remember. Okay, hey, I need to switch between these two, and then you need to understand what is the process. Okay, get, set, switch, and function. Okay, this cycle you need to understand, so that you can easily alter your method according to your business flow. So same, there is no change when you are when you switch over to the iOS as well. Only the driver is will change, but the way the context names it is treating is same only. Okay, so this is about the hybrid app. So let me switch over to the demo, and then we'll be back to this particular screen. So I have Appium is on. Okay, I have emulator is on, and this is the app, and this is the views. Scroll down, web view. I found this screen in this app. So this is the app. So app is not switching out to the page. Okay, a page is rendered within the app itself. Okay, this is the web page. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just reading this particular element text and clearing this text box value and entering the value. Okay, so first by default my switch is on the native app. Now it is switching to the this web view and perform the simulate the actions, simulate the operations, and then back to the native switch, and then it will perform the native operations. So that I'm going to work. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a package. Okay. I am creating the one class name. Let me refactor. So this is the one. Okay. I have the very simple script I have taken. So with the basic operations. Here. Same, there is no change at all. The operations, everything is same. I mean, you automated two options, same. Only you need to give the same the tab that you are going to work. There is no change at all in the options. And in the driver also, there is no change. Same driver that we are going to. The thing is, you need to navigate to the views and you need to navigate to the web view. That is that. So here I have given the US scrollable because you need to scroll that one. So in the previous sessions we have seen, okay, scroll into view and scroll into text view. So here we have used the scroll into view, which uses the US selector, okay, from the US scrollable class. So this is the one that I have given scroll into view, and it will scroll until it will find the web view. Okay, it will click on the web view, and then here the real magic will happen over here. Okay, so here this is the syntax that I'm going to get over here. See, so this is the driver. I'm assigning to this particular supports, this class support switch context switching. Okay, and then so get handles. I'm taking this particular method. Okay, so this is the method. Using that one, I am getting the context names. So only for understanding purpose, demo purpose, I have given what is going to display. Okay, so based on your app, the web view text may be a different. Okay, here in this one, they are given is the package name appended web view underscore and package name, but in your app there might be a different. So that's the reason before switching, just try to see what are the switch names that the driver is currently providing. Okay, based on that one you can set and to switch to the context and do the function. Okay, so here I'm just displaying this. Okay, this statement is for displaying, because this is the, I think you know this one, this is the string of list elements. So I'm iterating and I'm displaying over here. Set and switch to web. What I'm doing is my next operation is until web view click, I'm on the native app. Now I need to switch to the web because now I am on the web container, web controls rendered on the native app container. Okay, so what I have to do is I need to switch, as I told you, this one get. So we are trying to see what are the names, that is, and then we are setting that one, and then we are switching. Okay, so here set and switch. So I'm doing two operations in one single statement. That's why I have given over here. Okay, so I'm setting and I'm switching into that particular the context, and then everything is same. Once you done whatever the operations that you do in the Selenium web automation side, same thing that you need to do it. Same, you know, the driver.find element by link text. But earlier in the native app, you do not have any kind of such strategy by link test. You have only strategies called, we have seen, right? ID, accessibility ID, and class name. Like that, we have only few strategies are there, right? So, but here we are using the by link text. Okay, that is, and then another the strategies by ID I am using. ID is common for native and web as well. That I am using. Okay, and then I am clearing. I am entering the values. This is about the web. And now after that one, after entering, again I have to back to the native app. So what I have to do is I need to switch it back, switching back to native. So same, this is the class for driver I'm assigning, and then context I'm assigning here. Okay, context is the method where I'm sending this is the native app. Okay, so this is the context method. Here I sent this is the web view. I'll show you. So what are the context names it will. Once this is switching back, again I'm doing the simple whatever based on your business flow you have to do it. So what I have to do is, in your real world, in the corporate assignment, you put this particular as a one particular reusable method, this one. Okay, until here you can put sorry, this one you can put it here, and then you can call whenever you want. Okay, so or else you can send, hey, this context you need to switch it. So send the context parameter as the parameter value, and you can use it whenever you want. Okay, so this is only when if you have any web controls available within the native app. Okay, now what I will do is I will execute and show. So I have this one is available. Okay, let me run it. So it is close this app, restarting the app. Click on view. Now it is scrolling down to the web view until it appears. It is clicked on the web view and landed on this particular web and entered the value. Okay, so here you can see that native app. What are the views? Native app, web view, and this is the package name they are embedded. This is how they have given while they are developing the that particular app, and then that particular screen has its the context. So that is they have given, but in your app there might be a different. Okay, different web view underscore one they may give it, web view underscore some name they may give it. That you need to identify. That will happen only when you need to apply this particular method. You will come to know. By default, you cannot come to know, but you need to apply this particular method. First, try to run it and see. Okay, what are the contexts it is displaying, and apart from a native app, what are web contexts it is displaying. If it is displaying web view underscore so and so, you need to pick that one. In any of the scripts in different the flows, the context name will be same only. If it is different, then you need to identify. Okay, and then default value I am displaying. Okay, this one default value I am displaying, and the link text value I have displayed over here. And once it is switched back to native app, it is displayed the visibility. See here. So what I did is, this is the value. Okay, get text I am doing, link value, and here name property, get attribute name. Okay, I am displaying here and clearing the value. I have cleared and I entered this one. You have seen also. Okay. Second time, let me run it and see. So web views. See there, value is entered. This is a hybrid app. Okay. So this is only when you have only at the time. Okay. I'll show you in the Appium inspector how it is look like. Okay. I'm starting this app, starting this session. So in this session, I'm going to cover how we can inspect hybrid screen elements. Okay, now it is on this one. I will navigate over here and I'll go over here and I'll click on web view. This is the screen I'm rendering this one. Okay, this is displayed. If you click on this one, see here, it will show it as a web view resource ID, this one. Actually, this is not native app. This is the web one. If you try to work on it, will not work out. It will throw an error. So what you have to do is, you need to switch over to this one, web hybrid app mode. Okay. Are you seeing? Click on this one. See. So now here, you are still on the native app only. You need to select here. See. I may paste title so and so. So now it is web view. See, the difference is, if you click on this one, see here. Earlier it has shown the Android text.view, right? Now it is exactly it is showing. Whatever your Selenium ID is representing, right? Same thing it is that architecture, HTML architecture is being shown over here. And here also, I am a link. See here. Okay. And you can see here. You can click on how to do that one. Here. Select for the element. Again, XPath, because this is the XPath. Okay. Search. So //a means a tag. Okay. Anchor tag. Search. See here. Okay. See here it is identified. Okay. And then this text box we can see. What is this one text box? Here ID is given. Okay. ID is given. Copy. And then search. See here. Call to 10. Invalid. Okay. Invalid selector it is giving. It is also invalid selector. Okay. Yeah. So we have to take this for it is not working there with IDE that one. So I have to go to the XPath, give out here. Okay, input name this one. See, we have shown this one. This is how we are working on the inspecting element on the web element resided in the native app container. Okay, so everything, the mechanism, whatever you are doing with the native app, everything is same. There is no change at all. Only the configuration that you need to do it, and in the script level you need to develop one method which switching between the context. But before designing your reusable the reusable method, that you need to understand what are the context specific to your app it is displaying. Anyway, native app, for any app it will display like that only, but web context, that name will be changed based on your app, how the developer has given that context name to that particular screen. Okay, so that you need to understand. Okay, so similar kind of pattern, everything is same for the iOS as well, but only that the drivers, the configuration, everything is different that you need to follow. So once I get into the iOS, that I will show you how we can work with the hybrid app side using the iOS. But so now we have seen the how we can switch over between the web and native, and how we can inspect the web elements. Okay, so again I'm telling you, so same everything is, there is no change in the UH automator two options and driver, and you have to go to the navigations, switching, context switch. I mean, getting the context that you should know, and then switching. This is the set and switch that you need to do it. Support switch is the class and the driver you are assigning, and calling that method you the align with the parameter that you need to. Okay, so again, these are all common. Okay, whatever you do for a web automation, that you need to do it. There is no specific uh, strategies to hybrid app. It is use web strategies. Okay, so that's how. Try to remember, this is the mind map that you have. Okay, so that it is useful to you when you're working on the hybrid app side. So the next is, so we have used the API demo app, and whatever, so to get the elements, so iterate the context names and display. It will display that whatever the context names you have. And I have given the code over here. This is the code that we need to put it in the reusable method, so that whenever you want, you can switch it. Okay, you can design a nice case statement, and you can send a parameter that context name, so that whenever you want, you can switch. Okay, whatever the code that I have shown is very raw code. Okay, so in your corporate assignment, you need to design a method where you need to put these particular statements into that one and switch. Okay, so you can put if statement or a case statement. Whenever you have a web, go to that one, it will execute, it will switch, and whenever you have a native, it will switch to the native and execute that one and come back. Okay, so that's all. That's all everyone. I have with hybrid app, because it is a web context in automation terminology. So thank you. I'll catch you in the next session. Bye.